Hi YouTube, my name is Yusuf and you are watching another episode of my Space Weather channel. Today we are Saturday, the 30th, and it's a rainy day here in Belgium. So let's dig into it. Not much going on today. In fact, everything looks normal. And so solar wind speed density is low, velocity is normal, nothing strange here. The solar disk is blank, no sunspots either, so there's no chance of flaring unless one of those halo CMEs happen, sudden halo CMEs, but that doesn't happen often. There is something, however. A CME will arrive Monday from this particular coronal hole, and solar wind stream flowing from this coronal hole will reach us on Monday. So this is something to look out for. But today there's not much going on. There is, however, something that I want to discuss, something strange. So I checked the other metrics and I went to the models. So I checked the closed field lines and I noticed that something happened yesterday at midnight, the 29th of January. Almost at midnight. And what I did is I put all the metrics on the same date to get a better look. The solar wind pressure remained steady, normal. Nothing happened, in fact, when we look at these two models. Yet, our magnetic field came into difficulty. The closed field lines opened up, and as you can see, this is really strange. A small pack of closed field lines happened inside the loop. This is very, very odd. And consequently, of course, energy pours in. And as you can see, this is quite extreme. Let's go a little bit backwards. See, there was almost nothing. And it's really happening all of a sudden. See, all of a sudden. In a few minutes when this happened. This prompts me to believe that whatever happened in the core of our planet, or maybe it might be human induced. So I thought about something about HARP technology. HARP was dismantled by the military a few years ago, but essentially, so before I show you this, let's just look at, for those not knowing, HARP was just an array of antennas sending electromagnetic waves for studying. But I don't think the military does projects like that to study anything. This was rather oriented. Yes, those were the so-called ionospheric heaters. And what it did basically is heat up the ionosphere. And this affects, of course, Earth's magnetic field. Why they do this? Probably geoengineering, or maybe even use this as a weapon. Why am I bringing this up? Because there were a lot of conspiracy theories about it. Because I noticed something strange today. This is the Schuman resonance. And the Schuman resonance is usually around, I believe, 7.5 is the ideal frequency. And this is basically Earth's heartbeat. So it comes from Earth's core, and its frequency affects our bodies, our mood, our energy. In fact, without it, life is impossible. We would all die eventually if the Schumann resonance ever stopped. What I noticed is that usually these frequencies, these energies, they are always horizontally. So each frequency, you can see the energy, and these are usually plotted as lines. This is the strange thing. This is impossible, in fact, that something like that. This is an increase in frequency. An increase in frequency, and look at this. Even here we can see it. This is actually the date, the timestamp of when of that event, and we see something, an increase in frequency. I think that this is either human made. This is probably something like HARP. This is some probably they were trying low frequency energy waves to the ionosphere, and it probably picked up on the monitor, on the spectrograms. This is not supposed to be like this, because these frequencies they don't happen in the Schumann resonance can't just increase and decrease. They usually happen on specific lines, and to see it like this means something's going on. Your guess is as good as mine, but I think this might be of human origin. They might use something like an ionospheric heater, but a low frequency one, and it was probably picked up by the sensors that usually monitor the Schumann resonance. It's maybe something else, I don't know. Again, your guess is as good as mine, but I think it's possible. Is this related to this particular event? Probably not, but who knows? If humans are messing with if militaries around the world are messing with our magnetosphere, this could explain these strange situations, because as you can see, this is not caused by solar wind. This is not caused by space weather. This is just something that originates from our own planet, because it happens when conditions are absolutely normal, space weather-wise. So something is causing our magnetosphere to open up and to let energy inside. Next, let's check the polar vortex. The polar vortex is split in two, as you can see. This is evidently going to cause extreme weather, because usually the weather at the surface is the weather at the surface is always determined by the polar vortex, but here we have two motions, which means two directions. This means at some point easterlies, westerlies will collide with each other, and this will create extreme weather. Also in temperature wise there will be extremes, so this is good to know. Another thing I want to show before I end this video is the earthquake map. Not much going on, but the thing that strikes me is another earthquake in Antarctica, and when we check the depth, strangely enough, almost all the quakes today are at the same depth of 10 kilometers. So except this one, but it's almost 20 kilometers. This is rather interesting. And this brings us to the end of the video. As usual, I will cite the quote before I end this video. And today's quote, if I'm not mistaken, is, yes, the fifth one. Great spirits have always encountered violent... No, I already covered this. This is the sixth one. Yes, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So rather than expecting to win something from achieving your goals, it is basically more important how we change achieving those goals, how we become at the end. This is all this saying says. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, press the like button. A sub would be absolutely wonderful. And I guess we see each other next time. Be safe, everyone.